There's a force quietly pulling the strings behind every decision you make. Not fate, not free will, but something deeper, more subtle, something that lives in the shadows of your thoughts, and yet, it shapes your life more than anything else. It isn't your past. It isn't your trauma. It's the story you tell yourself about who you are. And that story might be a lie. Let's explore how this hidden force, your internal narrative, guides your reality, and how rewriting it might be the key to becoming someone entirely new. Welcome to the philosophy of the self. From the time you're born, you start collecting data. Your name, your culture, your beliefs, your parents' voices, your school's rules, your society's definition of success. You absorb all of it. And you start building a story. I'm the quiet one. I'm not good at math. I always ruin things. I'm a survivor. I'm the funny one. These labels, some whispered, some screamed, become your truth. But here's the question, did you choose this story? Or did it choose you? Philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre argued that existence comes before essence. You exist first, then define who you are. But in reality, most of us do the opposite. We let the world tell us our essence. Then we live inside that box. And if that box is broken, so is your life. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the part of you that hides in the dark corners of your psyche. It contains everything you deny, repress, or fear. But what most people miss is this: your shadow isn't just a scary monster. It's often the real author of your story. That insecurity you mask with humor. That's the shadow speaking. That fear of being seen as weak. Shadow. That self-sabotage just before you succeed. Shadow again. And here's the twist, the shadow doesn't hate you. It's trying to protect you, based on rules you didn't consciously write. A child who was shamed for speaking up. Their shadow becomes silence. A teen who was mocked for dreaming big. Their shadow becomes mediocrity. These defense mechanisms turn into identity. And suddenly, you don't have a story. You are the story. The Stoics believed perception is everything. Not what happens to you, how you frame it. But what if the very words you use are trapping you? When you say, I'm just not that type of person, you're writing a rule in your mental constitution. A law. But who wrote that law? And when? Words aren't just tools. They're spells. They bind you to your identity. Or they set you free. This is what ancient mystics knew. The Egyptians believed in the power of logos, the divine word. Hermes Trismegistus taught that reality is shaped through thought, and thought expressed through word is the blueprint of manifestation. So when you say, I'll never change, you're right, because you just cast a spell on yourself. Change the language, change the story. Change the life. Most people live as if the past is set in stone. Something happened. Now I am this way. End of story. But the past doesn't exist. Not anymore. All that's left is your interpretation of it. Nietzsche once said, there are no facts, only interpretations. So what if the facts of your life are just convenient fictions you've kept repeating? You're not living your past, you're reliving your version of it. Again and again. Like a scratched record looping the same sad chorus. But you can rewrite the memory. Reframe the pain. Tell a different tale. Instead of, my parents abandoned me, you say, I survived abandonment, and that gave me strength. Instead of, I failed, you say, I was forged in failure. It's not denial. It's alchemical storytelling. Turning lead into gold. Imagine for a second that you lost your memory. Everything. Your name. Your pain. Your trauma. Your pride. What remains? Is there a deeper you beneath the story? Eastern philosophy says yes. The Tao Te Ching speaks of the nameless essence, what you truly are before identity. Eckhart Tolle calls it presence. Buddhists call it no self. A stillness beneath thought. But Western minds panic at this idea. No story. No me. And yet, that's the paradox, only when you lose your false self, can you find the true one. The phoenix burns, to be reborn. You are allowed to change. Not just your habits. Your entire identity. Start by asking, what story have I been telling? Whose voice wrote it? Is it helping me? Or holding me hostage? Then ask the harder question, who would I be, if I let it all go? This is not easy. It's painful. It's terrifying. It's lonely. But it's also liberation. Because beneath the noise, the scars, and the fiction, there's a version of you that's free. Not because you became something else, but because you remembered who you've always been. The blank page. The open sky. The silence between thoughts. That is the real you. Now, what story will you write next? You're not a fixed character in a predetermined script. You're the author, the editor, the narrator, and the protagonist. So ask yourself, is the story you're living still worth telling? Or is it time to start a new chapter?